Hey everyone, we are working in a start to finish journal using a cereal box and some fabric. We've sewn in 3 signatures and we've started by putting a fabric flip in. But today, I'm going to go ahead before I try to add anything else in, and I want to darken up my white pages a little bit. So we used a stamp, a script stamp, to just put in a little just a little idea of some written words, written letters there on that page. Now I'm going to pull out some more stamps and just go through and look at all the white pages and just do that start to finish. And this is what I typically do anyway. So I have stencils that I'll use and stamps also. And excuse me while I grab well, maybe I have a brush right in here. I do. I just keep all of my stamps and whatnot, and my inks in a baggie. And I have black archival and red archival ink. I have a blue something or another. This is just a watercolor ink. I think I ordered that off of Amazon. I may have found it at a yard sale, I'm not sure. Let me flip this over and see what else I have. Maybe some words. Okay, let's go to it. And this is what I was looking for. I love these little stamp brushes. I found mine at the Dollar Tree. I've seen several people using them. They do make them in water wits. It's a little mascara brush, but it works really well too for getting the ink around when you want to get it into a stencil. So let's just see what we have here. Oh, here's a butterfly stencil. Let's just work on getting a few of this, and you can see where I've used this before. It's a little bit browned around the edges. I have vintage photo here, distress ink. And I don't want to just make this really, really dark. It's okay that I can see that it looks like a butterfly, but my intention is to simply darken up the page a little so that it doesn't look so stark white. And if you don't have vintage papers that have yellowed, or if you don't have lots of coffee and tea stain papers, you're just getting started, you're trying to see how this works, this is one way where you can stain up or darken up your pages a little bit by just simply putting something else in there. And again, you can stamp them up, or you can just simply use a stencil. And I'm not trying to make them really dark. I just want the appearance of, oh, that's a butterfly there. It doesn't have to be well seen for me to appreciate the value of it on a white page. Now, and you can see, and yeah, they're overlapping a little bit or whatever, but remember, we're still going to come in here and put pockets on these pages and all too, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It will turn out looking great, I assure you. All right, here's another stencil. Again, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm simply trying to add something to darken up the page. And we can see, look, that there is some kind of a design, but it's very, very muted on that page. I was very light-handed. Okay. How about a letter stencil? This is a journal after all. There will be cards and tucks and tags on these pages. Remember, this does not have to be perfect. We want the illusion that there's more there than white paper. And I don't want to use the same stencil on the page. So now let's go for something else. All right, how about the birds? Especially the hummingbirds, because I know my friend said that she really liked the hummingbirds. So I want to put one of those. Oh, and I love this. Let me show you this. Enjoy life, beautiful, have a nice day. So those are all words, as well as you've got a few flowers and a leaf in there, along with your birds, to be able to put on that page. And I'm not going to stick the hummingbird in the center of the page. I don't want it to be covered up later. If it's covered up, it will be fine. But as far as thinking for just a little bit, I might want to put that hummingbird where it can be seen. And I typically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what a nice little digital kind of image. It's not a digital image, but a little stamped image there with a flower. Let's see, I like this flower better. And I'm not completely off camera. I'm still just down in the bottom right-hand corner. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry for counting out loud. Just want you to know there's a kind of a method to my madness. And here I have darkened that page again, or at least given it some interest for a background to have color as well. And I don't want to start back with color or with birds and flowers, but I'm going to stamp that off there. I'm going to go back to the script. And this is my script stamp. Again, when I use the stamp, I don't want to place it all the way down. I want to do pieces. And look how many stamps I've actually gotten off of that one ink loading there. Was not bad at all. That little flower might come in handy when I begin decorating. And now we have the illusion of writing on that page, but it's also very light. This is a coffee stained paper, an old 1900s dictionary page, and a filler of another white sheet. Let's go back to butterflies. Again, it's very difficult to see, but it gives the illusion of aging the paper, giving a background of some kind on a white piece of paper. Okay, without actually having to tea stain or coffee stain. And yeah, this takes a little while, but it's an easy day of just simply working through. And if you have the time and the resources to do all the tea staining, coffee dyeing, if you've purchased them or done them yourself, then you have that at your hands. I didn't have it all handy. And when you're starting out, you don't always have that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice dragonfly. I think dragonflies go just fine with hummingbirds and flowers. Get a second stamp off of that one and another one here just to have the illusion without making a dark print. And it does have that, and I do believe the camera is actually picking that up, so that's nice. Okay. Now I'm going to stop because I think you are getting the idea of how I would simply do this throughout the entire 3 signatures of a journal when you have white pages that you need to add for filler because you don't have all of the nice old timey books that you've pulled papers out of, or 1900s or 1800s pages that have actually on their own done such a great job. And let me point out here, this is just a little piece of I think this is blue paint. It could even be fabric, food coloring that was used just to blot some color there. So, but it gives interest to the pages as you're beginning to work on them, so that when you don't have all those fun kinds of papers, like an old recipe book page or a scrapbooking page that is already colored, maybe the inside of that scrapbook page is white, and you want to do something to that. And we will add papers into it as well, and you'll see that as we go, but we don't always have these nice tea-stained, berry-stained papers that we can use, or the old 1900s pages, or these pretty little scrapbooking papers that we can use. And so how do you fill in your journal? Well, that's one way, by stamping or stenciling. You can do that. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.